Two teenage boys, a stolen car, and a cold-blooded killer. In 1978, their lives were cut short in a senseless act of violence, and 14 years later, justice came in the most final way possible, inside California's gas chamber. This is the story of Robert Alton Harris, the man whose execution reignited the debate over America's death penalty. You're watching Crime Lens, where we uncover the crimes that shook the nation and changed history. March 5, 1978. To best friends, John Majewski and Michael Baker, both just 16 years old, were out for a drive in their brand new car. They had no idea that death was waiting around the corner. Robert Alton Harris, 25 years old, and his younger brother were running from a bank robbery gone wrong. They needed a getaway car, and when they saw the two teenagers, they saw their chance. Harris forced the boys out of the car, drove them to a remote area, and made them kneel on the ground. Then, without mercy, he shot them both in the head. Greater than, after killing them, he took their car, and even stopped for burgers before being caught by police later that day. Greater than, the evidence against Harris was overwhelming. Ballistic tests, witness statements, and his own confession sealed his fate. In 1979, he was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to death. But the story didn't end there. For over 14 years, Harris sat on death row while lawyers fought to stop his execution. The case went through countless appeals, reaching the U.S. Supreme Court multiple times. Visual, news footage of protests outside San Quentin prison, people holding signs stop the execution and justice for the victims. By 1992, California hadn't executed anyone in 25 years. The debate over the death penalty was fierce. Should the state have the right to take a life, even for justice? Greater than supporters of the victims demanded closure. Opponents said killing Harris wouldn't bring the boys back. But on April 21, 1992, after years of delays, the final appeal was denied. Robert Alton Harris's time had run out. Just after sunrise, Harris was led into California's gas chamber at San Quentin State Prison. Witnesses described him as calm, even defiant. Greater than, his final words were, "You can be a king or a street sweeper, but everybody dances with the Grim Reaper." Greater than, moments later, it was over. After 25 years, California's death penalty was back. Greater than, the execution of Robert Alton Harris made headlines around the world. It reignited America's fierce debate over capital punishment. Some called it justice served, others called it state-sanctioned murder. Greater than, but for the families of John Majewski and Michael Baker, there was finally an end to the nightmare that began 14 years earlier. Harris's death marked a turning point. It opened the door for dozens of executions that would follow in California and across America. Yet, it also left behind one question that still divides the nation today. Does justice mean revenge or forgiveness? Greater than, in the end, Robert Alton Harris's story is a dark reminder that when violence begins, everyone pays the price. Greater than, what do you think? Did Robert Alton Harris deserve the death penalty, or should his life have been spared? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Crime Lens, where true stories of justice and tragedy come alive.